Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Rooster Teeth podcast. Guess what? I'm Gus.
Okay, guess what? I'm Gavin. Why am I so low down? Gavin.
I'm Blaine. Why am I so tall?
What guess? It's Barbara.
And I'm Gus. I like your shirt, Barbara. I just noticed it right now. I didn't notice it when right before we went live.
Protect him at all costs.
It comes back. Less than 2 weeks. New Baby Yoda episodes.
Baby Yoda episodes.
What's that
My
show
favorite
actually
show. Mandalorian.
Mandalorian. What's up with their marketing? Like, I feel like I've seen like 2 things about it, and that's been it. You know,
Two whole things.
I think that they don't care. It's like you've either got Disney Plus or you don't. I think they're, it's like they're not gonna get anyone else. Like everyone who wants to watch, everyone who's excited about it already has it. Probably.
Didn't the main
That's a
guy
good point.
quit?
So okay, I'm gonna address that. Pedro Pascal. There were rumors, but that's just horseshit. I think that's people trying to stir up Star Wars drama. And I actually reached out to a couple of people that are like really big in the community and have like back, behind the scenes connections, and they're like, no, it's just horseshit.
Does Star Wars has drama?
Well, that's good.
It's like Lucasfilm, I think they have a policy of not responding to fan speculation. So when people are speculating that Pedro Pascal like quit mid-season, they were like, hands are tied. But no, that's not the case.
Fair play. I'm glad he's still around.
When does it come
me
back?
too.
Like Christmas or something? When was the date?
No, it's less than 2
October
weeks. October
30th.
30th.
Oh, fuck.
Isn't there a new trailer today? There's a new thing today, isn't there?
Well, they were tweeting out that you can
know.
tweet them and then they'll tweet you when it happens. Tweet.
What?
You can
So instead
their
of sending
account.
a tweet to everyone, they're going to individually reply to everyone to let them know that there's a trailer out?
Yeah, have you not? Well, no, they'll let you know whenever the new episode is out. Have you not seen that marketing thing where they say tweet us, reply to this thing, and then we will tweet you when a new episode is out.
Oh, like it's almost like when you sign up for alerts if something is out of stock on a website. So if you like put in your email address, they'll like contact you when it's available. So it's kind of like this through Twitter, right? Is that what you're saying, Blaine? Okay.
Yeah. So there's one account designed entirely to just
Does
send
anyone
people tweets.
Does anyone else think this is entirely stupid, or am I the only one?
I mean, to me, it's like if you're super lazy and you want to know, like you see a tweet about something, you're like, yeah, I'd like to know when that comes out, but I'm too lazy to do follow up. Let's just have them tweet me when it's out, so I don't even have to look. Like,
Can you do the
That's
whole
exactly me.
podcast like that with that voice and that lean?
like just leaning like this, talking out of my mouth, just from the side. It's easy because
As
I'm
someone
standing.
who got super fucking hyped for, hey, look at her
Standing
go.
desk. Wow.
For the Ghost in the Shell
We'll see how long
like
it lasts
Netflix
today.
show, I totally missed when that got released. I didn't watch it until like a week after it came out.
Is it good?
I liked it.
It's
But like people hated the
2045,
animation
right?
style. Yes.
I ju-
Standalone Complex 2045.
I just finished rewatching season 1 of Standalone Complex this past weekend, and I'm about to start season 2. I meant to start season 2 yesterday, but I didn't. Maybe I'll start it after this podcast. It's still so good. It's a great show. I think I remember at the time it came out, God, when was it, like 2003 or 2004? Like I thought the animation looked incredible. Like I was blown away. And now we're watching it, I'm like, it's all right. It's funny
No.
like how much that changes.
It's so good.
Yeah.
I just bought the Blu-ray. We were talking about this yesterday, and I got the Blu-ray in the mail today.
Don't destroy the illusion that we talked about this already beforehand, Blaine. We're having a spontaneous conversation here.
The first
Oh,
time
so-
ever, we save all of our conversations for the podcast to talk about with our community.
That's right.
I've been watching Haunting of Hill House because I'm trying to watch Blind Manor, but I don't want to watch that first, so I'm just catching up. It's spooky.
Yeah.
A little bit scary. I also last night watched episode 6, and it's mental.
Return of the Jedi?
Nope.
Oh, episode 6 of the show.
Of Hill House. But it's the one where they did it in like 5 shots. Like the whole episode has like it's got like a 12-minute take and then like a 17-minute take, and it's like must have been a technical ball ache to get that done. It's insane.
Yeah.
Very good. It's a very good show.
Do you ever get stressed in long takes? Like
Knowing how
watching
much
children
effort it took to film it. And,
yeah, like
not
watching
fuck
Children
up.
of Men, they have like long takes,
Yeah.
and you're just
Yeah.
like, oh, someone's gonna blow it. Someone's gonna blow the take.
Yeah, we talked about that on a super old podcast, like what it must have been like to be like a dying guy in some room that they don't come into until like 8 minutes into the take, and you're just like lying on the floor waiting for them to get to you,
Yeah.
hoping you don't bollocks it up.
And you know
Well,
that but by that point, like if you're that far into the take, you don't get to practice it that often. So it's like by the time they get to you, you haven't done it more than a couple of times. Like,
Yeah.
oh, don't fuck it up.
You know what reminds me of that is when we used to film those Vines with Bernie, back before Vine had like any sort of editing tool. So you had to get everything in sequence on the first take. And I remember there was one we filmed in particular where he had to drink something and burp. And like, Gavin, how many do you think we had? How many takes of that? Like probably 15 to 20 of
like
them.
10, 12.
Because like we do the whole thing because it was like 3 or 4 shots before, and then the last shot was him drinking and going like, what? Or whatever it was. And like he'd fuck it up every time, so we'd have to refilm the entirety of the Vine.
Did we have to
So
refilm it,
annoying.
or so we couldn't like stack shots at the beginning? I thought we just had to refilm that one bit.
I think
Or
maybe they
we did have
updated
to do
it.
that.
I think they updated it after where you could then stack shots, but I think before it
maybe.
was just like
I do remember
You know,
it being a proper nightmare to make a 6-second video.
we
with
would
any
block
sort
off
of
whole
polish.
like entire days to film like
Yeah.
3 Vines.
We've all been in shoots before. What's like something like a gag that before the AD was like, we only got 2 takes at this, so we better not fuck it up. Like, I'm sure Gavin's is like way bigger because it's slow mo
so
guys
many
related,
with Bloodfest too. Yeah.
which is like gore and like messing up a costume before a
Yeah,
reset.
there was a scene. I mean, I feel like I could spoil Bloodfest at this point in time. It's
Yeah,
been out for
go for
3 years. So I get like a hand comes through my body, and I'm supposed to like cough up blood. And I think that we did like 2 takes total, but like I was like, I really want to like spit blood so I could get it on the camera lens because I think that'll be really cool for the shot. And it didn't go very well, but by then everything was covered in fake blood. So it's like, well, we have to use one of those 2 takes. That's really all we could do, unless we want to like spend the next hour and a half cleaning everything up.
Mm-hmm.
I filmed a train crash into a car once. That was probably the
It's probably a
Would've
little
been the
more
worst
stressful
shot to
than
mess
blood.
Jesus. There was a blood take in Arizona Circle.
Oh.
Yeah, like a blood. Like we were in the living room of episode 1, or was it? Yeah, and I'm supposed to vomit blood, and they kept fucking it up to where the tube that was connected behind my mouth was like getting dislodged, or it would just like shoot the wrong direction, and I think we ended up just like enhancing it in post.
There's a lot of stuff whenever it involves like something wet or something bloody or something dirty. It's a lot of pressure because you're like, we could reset this shot. It's going to take a lot of cleanup. Luckily, most places have like a change of wardrobe. Like I think for Bloodfest, we had like 2 or 3 at least different versions of our wardrobe for that kind of stuff, but it's still a lot of work.
Yeah, I guess how many wardrobes did you have in Bloodfest?
Just 1. But 1 more than you ended up seeing in the final film. For the first time in 7 months, I went back to the studio last week, and
Ooh, what for?
We filmed something in a very safe manner. Had to take a COVID test. It's my first COVID test before we could go in, and that's not pleasant. It came back negative. I'm sure everyone wants to know. But as part of that shoot, there was one thing where I had to destroy the set. It was like, we have to make sure that we're ready for this take because there's not a second one. Like when it's done, that's it. Like that's it. We're going home. So it's like everyone's like, all right, are all the cameras working? Is everything rolling? Are we sure that we've got this? Is there any last minute notes? Anybody want to do anything different? Like, okay, do it. And then it's like, all right, that's it. We're done.
I was wondering how that
up.
part was going to go because I was also on the same shoot as you, as was a couple other people from Rooster Teeth. And I remember them saying like, oh, you know, at the end of this, Gus has to destroy the set and do all this thing. And Stephanie was talking to me because she was the director on this. And she's like, is there anything you recommend us like giving direction for Gus for him to like get all angry and destroy stuff? I was like, it's Gus. No, just like,
I'll do it.
I don't know. Just say like, go for it. And he'll go crazy. He'll be happy to. Like,
Yeah.
just
fun.
fart on him.
yeah.
Yeah, I've had a similar thought when I was doing that video I made for Tenet, where I had to at one point hit a vase of paint like all up the wall, but it was like whatever happened. Like I couldn't do it twice because it would then, because I was doing it backwards, so it would have been in everything before that, not after it. So I was like, everything has to be untouched, and I was really nervous. I was gonna like do a really lame hit, and I ended up hitting it way too hard, and freaking glass went everywhere.
No.
But Yeah, one and
In-
done. It's always satisfying.
In 1917, they when he's doing that sprint down the battlefield and all the guys are running out of the what are those called? Trenches. He like slams into a dude. They like tackle, make contact, and then they fall. And then he gets back up. That was unscripted.
Yeah,
It
they
just
happened to collide.
yeah, but it looked great.
It's more
You saw it, you're
realistic.
Like, oh, yeah.
It would have been hard to make that look real with the timing.
There's
I assume, if you were doing a long take.
There's a couple of Easter eggs like that in different movies. Like I know, was it Django Unchained with Leonardo DiCaprio, that character he played? Apparently there's a scene where he like slams down a glass and like it actually slams and breaks and cuts his hand open. And he's like, his hand is bleeding in that scene and they just kept going instead of cutting.
Yeah, he ends up like wiping it off, I think, because they made it part of the scene. I think it was an ashtray, was it? He like slams it.
Yeah. It was something glass, yeah.
My favorite one is in Lord of the Rings when Viggo Mortensen like breaks a toe because he
kicked the bucket.
he kicked
the helmet.
I think it was a helmet.
Yeah.
And it's like he just kept going with the scene. And I think it's the take. And also in Mission Impossible Fallout, right? Like they use the take where Tom Cruise broke his ankle jumping from one building to another.
Yeah. And in Lord of the Rings, there's that other one. God, this is just fucking IMDb trivia, the podcast. This is the last one I'll contribute. But the one where he hits the knife that was thrown at him by that orc, apparently that was not supposed to happen. Like the guy was in the costume, so he fucked up and it slipped out of his hand. And Viggo Mortensen actually fucking hit the knife like a baseball bat.
Really? I didn't know that was unplanned.
Apparently that was unplanned. I have not found anything that's disproven that. But like they were saying that Viggo Mortensen got so fucking good with the sword that he just like instinctively fucking whipped it out.
There's a great moment in, I assume I've told this before, there's a great moment in an earlier Bond film, Octopussy, where like Roger Moore is Bond and he's in India. They're on like tuk-tuks fighting. They're like driving together and like someone's got a tennis racket and there's like a guy with a machete and they're like clashing these two vehicles together. And from the other direction is just a man on a bike and the two cars just go like woo, and like let the bike pass and then come back together. And it was just some guy riding his bike. He just rode through the shot like past the camera crew. And you just see him go like whew. It's so funny.
I think you mean the name of that James Bond film is Octopussy.
Did you?
Look at you.
Very well done.
Gus has upgraded.
Everybody's got a fucking Elgato now.
I've got a few tricks up my sleeve.
Are you kidding me?
Oh, you got that as well?
I'm
Please
waiting for
stop.
actual Eric to pipe in on it.
I revived. We've been at home long enough and decided to resurrect the Eric soundboard.
Big dog's got to eat.
I don't know who's real and I don't know,
I
who's a
can't
soundboard.
tell.
Brought her back. I had a little bit of help from Mike. He sent me his soundboard files, so I set one up here.
Genius.
Even when Eric's not around, got to make sure that he's around.
My favorite part of this, that I'm gonna out you, Gus, but you got this mixer a while ago and you've been like testing some stuff out, and like every now and then we'll be on a Discord call, like getting ready to record something or stream, and you'll like test certain features out on us, and so you're like, oh yeah, did you guys watch that recent episode of Face? And like your beat won't work, so it just sounds like you're just saying it, and we're like, were we supposed to hear something just now?
Yeah. Were you trying to bleep jam?
For some reason, it doesn't
Blank
like.
face.
I think like on Discord, the gate settings were wrong. So like on Discord, it wasn't going through. It's just whole fucking. It's a great mixer. I'm glad I have it, but it's been a lot of work getting it set up. You're right, Eric. That was an unappreciated joke from Gavin. That was a good joke, Gavin.
Do you think that you are less technically minded than you used to be, Gus? Do you think you're like getting on and like you're not up to date with the new shit?
I'm so with it. I got all kinds of tech. I'm never gonna let it go. I think I've said this before, but when I was younger, obviously when I was a little kid, didn't have a computer. My family didn't get our first computer until I was much older. I must have been like 16. And like back then, you really had to know a lot about computers in order to get the most out of them, in order to make them work. And I thought that as time went on, everyone would understand how computers work. That it would just become like this thing where everyone knew. It's like if something went wrong, they'd know how to troubleshoot it, and people would be able to swap out hardware, and it would just be like a thing everyone could do. And man, I was so wrong on that. I think the best analogy I should have thought of at the time was it would be like a car, where it's like everyone uses it, and you're aware when something's wrong. You can't necessarily fix it, but you can find someone who can fix it for you.
Yeah.
We've definitely gone in that direction where it's like all technology and computers have become like black boxes where people don't necessarily understand how it works. They know what they can do with it, but they don't understand the underlying technology behind it or how to get the most out of it. And getting back to your point, Gavin, I don't want to get to that point in my life. I want to make sure I always understand the technology I'm using and I can like get the most out of it. And if I need to, I could fix it myself. I'm not going to fucking open things up and solder them. I'm not going to get down to that level, but I'll be able to do like troubleshooting and, basic like replacing parts and stuff like that.
It reminds me of that time when you were troubleshooting the server in Buda, and you were plugging it in and it wouldn't turn on, and then after a while I was like, don't you need to hit the switch?
the switch on the back. Yeah, it was
And
off.
you were
The
just
power
like-
supply switch.
You must have felt so silly.
God damn it, I hate that you saw that.
It's really
embarrassing.
I've noticed too, like with our group at least, John has been like our savior so many times for tech issues. Like he understands some stuff that we are still working out, like everything to do with like sound mixers and stuff like that. I had no idea how to use, and he like has been so patient with all of us, walking us through like step by step how to use stuff and how to operate it.
That's the reason I bought this hardware mixer, because we had been using a software mixer to try to do the things like you're talking about, and the software mixer was just like such a pain in my ass. Like I couldn't wrap my head around software doing the job of hardware. So I was like, I'm just going to buy the piece of hardware, and that way I can physically route my audio. Like I can see it and I can plug shit and I know I can hit a button. It's going from here to here. There, done.
I bet it's all still software. You've just got fancy buttons to control the software.
It's obviously software. There's a software application that comes with it, but it's like I have a piece of hardware that adjusts the software. Like if you wanted to, you're right. I could open the software that came with it and do all the same things. But
Well, the thing
I have
with
this piece of hardware here.
We use this thing called Voice Meter, which essentially is like a software sound mixer.
Into my fucking existence.
To essentially like route, like if we're doing a stream, we only send our gameplay audio through that, and then we have the TD take our audio from Discord for our voices. And it's like this whole complicated setup. Because then if you try to get just your desktop audio, it's going to capture both the gameplay and your Discord audio. So you're going to get people twice. It's a whole complicated thing. And it's just been like having to figure that out. And the interface of the software is so confusing for someone who's never used something like that before, where it's just like, all right, I got A1, A2, B1, this input, this output of aux, and my brain.
I'm still going off of the trial version, so sometimes it just closes out, and I'll be like in the middle of a recording, a phone call, or playing games, and then everything mutes, and then I'm just like,
it's like $20.
Hello?
Just buy it.
Yeah,
Also, you don't have to pay for it. If you're using it for work, the company will buy that.
They
probably have a commercial license.
Inexpensive. You're supposed to get a license for that.
Yeah.
all right, I'll go buy it. I'll buy it tonight. Or tomorrow. I'll put it off.
It's better to just bitch about it and complain.
Yeah.
It's content.
It's true. I had, speaking of content, I had maybe one of the highlights of the past 17 years of working at Rooster Teeth here recently. In the RT animated adventure that came out today, I have an argument with Bernie, and at the very end of it, he acknowledges that I'm right. And
what's the argument?
Which one was it?
It's from that Stuck at Home podcast where we argue about the direction of 6th Street and 1st Street in relation to Lake Austin Boulevard, and how you go down one street, but if you U-turn, you're on a different street. At the end of the argument, he looks at a map and he says, "Oh, you're right." And I was like, that, like, out of 17 years, that's like a highlight of my career at Rooster Teeth, is finally having Bernie acknowledge that I was right in an argument.
Wow. Vindication you must feel.
I like that the best moment wasn't when it happened, it was when it was animated.
Yeah, it's like it happened. That was great. But now having it animated, like now everyone's gonna see it. It's immortalized.
I went and revisited that. Oh, go ahead.
I was gonna say that the RTAAs too, like those are only a minute and a half, 2 minutes. Like everyone's gonna know about that argument now. It's gonna be one of the more viewed thing, and so it's now you're just gonna be the successor forever.
Those were a while ago now, those Stuck at Home podcasts. Different to this Stuck at Home podcast.
Yeah, we're still stuck at home.
Wasn't that
those were in like June?
April?
Was it April? I don't even fucking remember.
It was early on.
Wow.
Yeah,
you're right. It must have been April. I think you're right, Barbara.
April or May, at least.
The favorite argument that I had was you guys talking about the iPhone thing, and then we made it into an RTAA, but it was like a bobblehead RTAA.
Oh, yeah,
and that was the first project I ever worked on at Rooster Teeth.
You did that like by yourself too, right?
Yeah, I went back and watched it, and I was like, oh, this holds up. This is pretty good. I was proud of little intern Blaine.
I loved the airport door construction argument / Big Bell argument that got animated because Bernie and I are just refusing to argue about the same thing. We're both like pushing our own points that don't cross over, but we're both so stubborn. It's great. The argument goes nowhere, and in the end, Bernie just gets annoyed and stops, which is the ideal outcome.
That's good content. That's real good content.
That argument that you won, Gus, that's the real reason he left Rooster Teeth. He just couldn't face it anymore. He was...
Yeah. I think I read a comment that said like he got on the road, then couldn't figure out the appropriate exit, got turned around, then kept driving till he left the country.
Barbara, you just said one like Gus.
I've always said it like that. You won. I've always said it like that. I think people have pointed that out before, but I am consciously trying to change it every time I say it.
No,
Won.
Barbara, you're saying it the correct way.
Because it's won. W-O-N. It's not O-N-E. It's not one.
Correct. Point to Barbara.
Yeah.
Wonder.
I did it. Me and Gus agree on something.
Wonder.
What's Wonder Woman's name?
Wonder Woman?
Yeah, but you said Wonder Woman. You didn't say one like Wonder Woman. What?
Wonder Woman? Because they're...
How does Gus say it? One.
It's two totally different words.
It's W-O-N in both situations.
Oh my god, are we really going to do this?
No, let's not. I just want to get something animated.
Yeah, how would you pronounce L-O-N? Like, that's not a word, but just L-O-N.
Lawn.
How would you pronounce L-O-N-E-L-Y?
Lonely.
Lone.
An E after it, Barbara.
Yeah,
There's an E.
But I'm just saying, like, just because you have the first three letters of something.
How do you say London?
We're doing it.
London.
London. All right, we're done. Argument's over. It went nowhere. Nobody won. We all lost.
I also love the two shots.
Nobody won.
Me and Gavin, because you're so far down in your frame that it looks like it's a mistake.
Oh, do it again.
You're not too bad anymore.
Now you go really high.
I think we were just talking about height right before this podcast.
She's wearing high heels.
Yeah, that's me in high heels. Just on my
Eric and I picked the same height.
Oh, for ideal height?
6'2", right? You said?
Didn't we, Eric? He's not there.
Wait, so
No singing.
Gus, would you change your height if you had the ability to? Like, or do you like the height that you're at?
I'm pretty happy with my height.
And you're 6'2".
6'1", 6'2", somewhere around there.
Okay. And then Gavin, you would want to be 6'2".
Well, Eric asked me like if you could pick a height, what would you be? And I picked that because it's like a respectable height without banging your head on plain ceilings and door frames and stuff. Maybe a plain ceiling, you'd clock your head.
You picked it. You picked it because it's the perfect height.
Yeah.
I hear you twice.
What the hell was that?
Oh, it's voice meter. Or sorry, it's Discord in VMix.
I'm everywhere, guys.
I'm gonna mute VMix just in case.
No. Listen to me.
I just want to hear you once. Hearing you once is enough.
6'2". Well, then hear me say this. 6'2" is the perfect height.
But you like being little.
No, I happen to be little.
Oh.
I
Have you
want
worked
to be
out-
6'2".
Have you worked out a body / hand gesture for I'm big?
Drew did. Drew worked it out.
Yeah.
Oh. What was his?
Leave it was this.
It's like,
Oh.
big.
Oh, like crouching over a fence.
Like a bear leaning on a fence.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. What's a medium? Did we figure that out too?
The medium's just like there. It's just whatever you are.
I'm medium.
Yeah, I don't think it needs to be mentioned.
No, probably not.
We're good.
Blaine.
I'm so low down.
You're pretty low compared to the rest of us.
Well, my headroom.
I had something embarrassing happen the other day. All right, I got a story. I guess I got to tell.
It was a squirrel.
This does not involve that. Well, it doesn't involve any alive animals.
Oh, okay.
Damn.
So, I try to eat a plant-based vegan diet throughout the week, Monday to Friday. But on the weekend, if I want to eat meat, I'll eat meat. So on the weekend last week, I went to a butcher shop. There's like this place in Austin I'd never been to. I was like, I'm going to buy a really nice steak and I'm going to grill it at my house. Since obviously I don't want to go to a steak restaurant or can't go to a steak restaurant. So I go to this butcher shop and they've got this beautiful steak. It's this super thick.
Damn, that goes fuck.
That's a fuck steak, bro.
Dry aged ribeye. It's like this thick. I mean, I don't know, like 2.5, 3 inches thick.
Like
And
Looney
it's just
Tunes cartoonishly big thing.
Massive. Oh, here, I've got a picture of it actually.
Ooh.
Damn, that looks good.
It's like really big. And then
That's
so
pretty.
I don't want to go on yet. I'll get to the rest of the pictures here in a second. So like you saw, it was a super thick steak. Some would even say it was thuck. And I was worried because I'd never grilled a steak this thick before, right? Like it looks almost like it's got 2 bones in it. And I was like, God, in my mind, I'm going through the thing like, how am I going to cook that? Like, I don't want to burn it on the outside and have it be raw in the middle. So I'm like trying to figure it out in my head. And so it's I walk up to the butcher and he's like, you see anything you like? I was like, I really like that dry aged ribeye there. He goes, oh yeah, that's a good piece of meat. And I said, is it possible to like cut it in half so that it's like 2 steaks? That way it's easier to cook. And he looks at me like I asked him to shoot his dog. And, and the guy, there's another guy who's not even at the butcher section. He's like somewhere else. He's like at another counter. It's like another customer who's like somewhere else in the store.
Yeah.
Hears me ask this question and he like runs over and he's like, you're going to ruin that steak. Don't do that. And
You
at
of
this
all
point,
people,
like,
I feel like you should know that. You're a steak aficionado.
right. You would think so, but I've never cooked a steak this thick. And at this point, people are now paying attention to me. So I'm becoming like super self-conscious and I just want to like escape and just leave. And I'm like, oh, yeah, right. If you were going to cook it, how would you cook it?
I'm surprised you didn't just run out of the store.
Yeah.
just thought
Way
about
worse
it. It
than
was
You'd have been
someone.
like, never mind.
That's so much worse than someone hearing your Sonic order. Is
was
someone
like-
listening to you about to butcher a steak.
So he explains like how he would reverse sear it, and he goes through the process and like gives me pointers on it. I'm like, okay, like I think I can do that. So I end up cooking it, like doing a reverse sear where it's like you cook it. It's almost like a sous vide, but in the oven, where you cook it like at a really low heat for a long time in the oven. It's my hand for reference. I got a big hand.
Perfect.
And then you finish it like you sear it out on the grill.
Damn.
Oh, look
That's
at
a good
that.
looking steak.
It ended up taking forever. I think it took like 2.5 hours to cook that fucking steak.
How was it in the middle?
Jesus.
It was perfect. It was a medium rare, and it was just unbelievable. It was like one of the best meals I've ever had in my life. So big shout out to the random dude who yelled at me at the butcher shop for telling me how to
That sounds
properly
so
reverse
good.
sear a steak.
He's
I
like
like that I've
Secret
I've
Service.
phrased
Like-
it as though people were about to listen to you on how you were going to butcher a steak, but I guess butchering and steak actually goes together pretty well. That's that is sort of the point, isn't it?
Yeah.
You
it was,
butchered that so well.
I had a recent like stress induced like very public thing happen. So I went camping with my girlfriend, and while we were doing that, we decided to drive up to Oklahoma to go see her family. And I haven't encountered like a physical toll booth in so long where you actually like throw
there was
money
someone
into the
in
thing.
it?
No, those things don't
okay.
exist anymore. But it was just the one where you just put in the exact change. And my girlfriend was like, "Hey, just go to that one because this vehicle doesn't have a toll tag. You're gonna get charged out the ass. I think I've got some money." So then we went in, and like this is like middle of traffic. So we're there, and she's like looking through her purse. I don't have any cash. This is a rental vehicle, so we don't have any cash in there. And she's just looking through, and I'm just watching as like 1 car, 2 car, 3 car, 4 cars, just like all of these cars start stacking up.
Oh god.
And she's just like, and I was like, babe, there's a lot of cars. And then I was like in the middle of just like staring at the light, and I was just like seeing if I could see how much the ticket would cost for me to run the light. Because I was like, I'm about to fucking gun it. This is killing me. And she was like, is there 20? And I was like, I don't know. And I like slipped the 20 in, and then it didn't take the 20. It started shitting it back out. And then it said like no 20s, only 5s and 1s.
Oh.
And I was like, babe, and there's just like a huge line of people. And I was and then finally, like, as if magic, she found 2 crisp $1 bills that she didn't. I don't think she knew that she had those. And I was just like, just like stuck them in with shaking hands, and then we
God,
just
that makes me
gunned it.
so anxious, dude. Oh, I hate that.
It was the worst. I was just wanted to like get the fuck out of there.
There's nothing worse than inconveniencing other people and like being the asshole.
God.
I hate that's like my worst nightmare.
Has it happened to you recently?
It happens to me like every day, where it's just like I'm slow to do something, and I'm like, I'm sorry, I'm holding you guys up, like, oh god, fuck, or I'm late to something.
My worst one ever was at the Alamo. It was whatever one. It still had like the long bench that goes all the way across the seats instead of the individual
downtown
tables. Yeah,
that's the
so
Ritz.
I went with some achievement hunters. Went with Turney. This was years ago, and I peed before the movie, so I was like coming back to my seat, and I think I was carrying something that I don't usually have, so I just clipped the drink that was on the start of the bench. And it was just like one of those full, massive ice waters.
Oh.
And it just went over across the bench, like 6 people down. And it went in all of their laps and like in some woman's bag. And then everyone I was with, because, you know, they're my friends, were like, you idiot, you stupid bastard. I was like, I want to slip into a nice coma and have someone wheel me out. And I want to wake up really far from this situation.
5 years from now, where no one remembers this.
Yeah. You should have just walked right out.
I just didn't sit. So I immediately just like looked at the mess. I said nothing. I turned around. I walked out, and I just
You didn't say sorry?
When I came back, I was like, I'm so sorry. I came back with like a whole thing of paper towels that I just took from like the entrance.
The cart or whatever.
Yeah, because like all the drinks are slippery, so sometimes you can get a paper towel. Anyway, I just grabbed all that and I just like was mopping up all their stuff. I was like, I'm sorry. I wish I was dead. I'm so sorry.
Was this middle of the movie or was this pre-roll?
This was right before. It was before the movie started.
Okay.
But I was on everyone was on the far bit, and there was one gap, and then all of them. So I had to sit next to them after doing that to them, and I was.
At least you apologized. At least you like did that thing. I had a thing happen to me, which I don't know if I had talked about on the podcast, but it was my first and only time I ever upgraded myself to business class on a flight to London. And it's like the seats where you could like essentially lie down, but it's like you're in a little pod, and there's 2 pods that are facing like opposite from each other. And I was like in the aisle, and I guess the woman who was like sitting in one that was like ahead of me, she had to like step over my legs to get out. It was like, I don't know how to better explain the situation other than like drawing it somehow. But I had a tray that had my drink on it, which was a Bloody Mary, because I'm a have a drink if I get it for free.
Of course.
She starts getting over my legs, and I guess she's not paying attention because she just kind of like turns herself around. She kicks over my Bloody Mary onto me. So not only does it pool into my whole lap, but also into my entire chair. And it's not just like water. This is tomato juice and vodka and like all the stuff that a Bloody Mary has. And she's like, let me go get someone. Not once did she was like, oh my God, I'm so sorry. Like, that is my bad. Like, cause I get it. Mistakes happen.
Yeah.
I'm not pissed, but I was just like, this is also an hour into a 10-hour flight. I don't have a change of clothes. Like, this fucking sucks. Like, at least apologize. That's all I want. And she's just like, oh, let me go get someone for you. I'm like,
it's some fucking rich shit. Like, oh, let me get someone to fix this.
Thanks. Appreciate it.
Yeah.
I was at a pizza restaurant one time, and this couple was eating dinner together, and I was with my family, and they're just eating and stuff like that. And it's like one of those like family restaurants, so it's like a little bit loud, you know, like people talking, and then they have like music playing. And the lady, I guess, was reaching across for like crushed pepper or something, maybe Parmesan, who knows what kind of a night it was. And she knocks her glass over, and it spills, and then it goes into her husband's lap. And then like a couple people look and stuff like that, and she just started laughing because she was embarrassed. She's like, oh my God, I'm so sorry. You know, kind of like giggling and stuff like that. Yeah. The husband is fucking beet red. And then he takes his drink and then splashes it into her face.
What?
And the whole fucking restaurant just went dead quiet, and all eyes were on this guy. And then she's still like, like she's like doesn't know what to do. Like, she's trying to laugh it off. The guy just gets up and fucking storms out. So then like we eat our meal and stuff like that, and that was like all we could think about. And as soon as we stepped out the door, I remember turning to my parents and was like, God, that guy was a dick. I wonder where he is. Like, what an asshole. And I turn around, he's standing outside smoking a cigarette. And I was like,
Oh my god.
I wouldn't be ashamed. I'm like, yeah, he is an asshole. Let me talk about this louder.
I remember saying that, and I was like probably in middle school, but then I was just like, fuck that guy. Like that was like the point where like I think like, you know, even if he is an adult, I'm a little bit disrespectful because that guy was a dick.
Yeah, that's like anger management issues or something. Why is that his reaction?
Yeah.
I think because
It's
she
like
was
a six-year-old's reaction.
yeah.
That's a psychopath reaction.
Yeah.
I don't like
Something
that
like
at all. I don't know why
What
people are
happened to
cruel
her?
to each other, especially in public. Like, my God,
Yeah.
if you're like, I mean, don't be mean to each other at all. In
Be
general,
cruel
but
to each other behind closed doors.
Be quiet behind closed doors.
But-
Yeah.
It's obviously like an accident. This person didn't do something on purpose to try to like humiliate them or piss them off.
Sounds like
Oh,
he
clearly.
has anger issues potentially.
Yeah. I'm wondering actually like if I witnessed the beginnings of a divorce, like just right then and there.
You might have.
Just like-
I could almost guarantee those two people aren't together anymore.
Yeah.
I would bet good money on that.
Who
You know
knows?
how some people, like, if someone's choking in a restaurant, they ask if anyone's a doctor? Do you think it would have been inappropriate to ask if anyone was a divorce lawyer, like, right there in the moment? And he just goes
Is anybody
over.
a divorce lawyer? Help me!
Emergency.
Yeah,
That'd be cool if you could just divorce two people right there and then if they wanted to.
Like
On
how
the
I
spot.
can perform marriages, if I could just like perform divorces too. It's like if I had to keep an even number, like if I do a marriage, I have to do a divorce. Like I have to keep my net at 0.
Yeah.
Is there anybody
Keep
you
the
know,
Lord in
Gus, like any couples or any people at Rooster Teeth that you know that you wouldn't want to marry, that you would like refuse to marry?
No, nobody like that. But I think that I'm done. I think I don't want to do it anymore.
All right. Well, that answers
I
my question. No, I'm just kidding.
I should probably say it. Why? Do you want?
No, I'm just kidding.
Okay. I looked over here at you. It's not for anybody in particular. Just like I don't know. I feel like I'm a distraction when I do it. I don't want to distract from people's weddings anymore. So that's it. I'm retired.
Wait, what? No,
Retiring.
but
No more.
no.
It was the
Okay.
last wedding you performed the one where I got married to Michael in Minecraft?
No.
You did another one after that? Wow.
Wouldn't it have
Yeah,
been Jordan and Holly's?
Yeah, it was that one. It was like a year ago,
Yeah.
Mm,
and that was a good
fair
one.
play.
It's good
That
to
was a
go
great
out on a
wedding.
high note. Yeah.
That was a great wedding. You did great too. You
you done
were
some-
like funny
Thanks.
but sentimental. It was awesome.
Have you
Thank
done
you.
some shit weddings?
Have I done a show? I don't.
Have you
think
done one
so.
where you went home and you were like, that wasn't my best work?
I don't think so. I think like all the ones I've done, I know the people, so that helps, right? Like being able to genuinely like talk about knowing them and being able to genuinely talk about them as opposed to just like reading some boilerplate stuff. And I think that's part of it. It's like I feel like there's a lot of pressure to write something
Yeah.
that's good and put together like a good ceremony. It's like
Especially in
it's
front of people's families. Like, it's not even
Right.
just like people at Rooster Teeth. It's also like both sides of each family.
Yeah, you don't
Yeah.
want the obscure family members to be like, who the hell is this guy?
My bubby, though, would love it, though, if you officiated our wedding, because my bubby loves you, Gus.
I'll show up. I'll hang out with her. Who was that? I think it was at Jack's wedding. Someone thought I was a priest. Or like one of the people
Father,
who was
hello.
there for the ceremony. Someone commented how the priest was drinking beer after the ceremony.
What, a priest not allowed to drink?
Are they,
I
yeah,
have
they,
no-
They're always
I
drinking
don't know.
wine. Blood of Christ.
Was that the one? I think I was there for that. That was on Lake Austin, right? Like it was overseeing the.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I remember showing up in the exact same outfit as Kyle, and I think I was relatively new to the company at that point, and I was just like,
I mean, same outfit. Isn't it just like a button-up shirt and pants? Like, is there a...
yeah, it was like it's like the same color and everything, and I was like, the fuck's up? What's up with this guy? This is my outfit. That's back when I didn't really like Kyle as much as I do now. I like Kyle plenty.
Mm.
Back then, I was like,
Probably just didn't know him.
Is it because he
Yeah.
was like the other buff guy?
Yeah.
it's because he was the
competition.
other buff guy. Yeah, he was. Yeah. But we're good now. I like Kyle.
If you had to pick
Dude.
somebody from Rooster Teeth to officiate y'all's wedding, and Gus, pretend you're not married already, who do you think you'd pick? Genuinely.
It's an interesting question. It could be anybody.
I'd pick Bernie because I just want to see him again.
So sad.
I would pick the CEO of AT&T,
Hell yeah.
Mr. John Stanky.
John Stanky. Hell yeah.
I would pick someone who I feel like really wouldn't want to do it. Like maybe Eric. I feel like would be really like put out by it.
Eric, you down? Yeah, do it.
He'll do it, yeah.
Blaine, do a toaster. I'll do whatever you guys want. You line it up. I'll knock it out.
Is it facing front or facing sideways, though?
That's tough. I mean, it depends on where the crowd is and where the buttons are, I guess.
That's all Soundboard, by the way.
That's impressive.
Did you have any dumb kitchen arguments last week that I missed on?
I don't think so.
Was it the plates last week?
Was that
Oh,
last
it was
week?
the plates.
We did
Yeah,
the
it was
plates last week. Yeah, I had
Wow,
2 size
keeping the
plates.
streak going.
Yeah, well, someone brought it up in chat in the pre-stream, and I was like, you know what? I'm in my kitchen, because this is before I brought my computer back up to my office. So I was like, I'll just go grab some plates and see if there's ever a lull in conversation. I could bust out the plates. And it was another argument, naturally.
And then there was another type of lull in the conversation.
That was good, Blaine.
Thank you.
Good one.
Thank you.
Yeah. That's why we bring Blaine Gibson on here for his unique brand of quality and wordplay. Thank you, Blaine, for
I
joining
love the
us.
puns.
You-
What
wow.
can I say?
You freaked Eric out before the podcast. He was complaining.
Yeah, because he always messages everybody on Slack, and I'll be like, "Hey, this is the link for the thing that we're going to connect to." And I think I can pull up the conversation. I was like initially like, all caps, "I'm on the podcast," and then he sent all within like 10 seconds of each other. Question mark? Question mark? Question mark? You're not. You're on the invite. I can talk to Gus? Question mark. Unless you're doing a bit. Let me know quickly if you're doing a very good bit.
He's panicked.
What
This
time-
is panic.
what time
Eric.
was
Blood pressure.
That was from 4:08 to then he answered all of that in like, it was in 4:09. So it was like within like,
So less than an
5
hour
seconds
before we went live.
Blaine
Yeah.
does that though. That's a fucking recurring joke with Blaine. He did this to me when we were on our way to Connecticut for the sponsored thing for Annabelle, which is like there was one flight to the city we were going to, and then we had to take like a 2-hour car ride to this other place, and it was like a whole thing. And I was on the plane, and it was like gonna be taking off in like 15 or 20 minutes. I hadn't seen Blaine yet, and I was like, "Hey, dude, you at the airport yet? Like, I'm on the plane." And I think he texted me like 2 minutes later. He's like, "Fuck, I just woke up. Holy shit." Like, and he starts like, I'm like, "Dude, are you fucking kidding me? Now I have to go to Connecticut by myself. Are you crazy?" Like, no.
Anywhere but there.
not to make you unspecial, unspecial. I do that to every friend group. I did it to my Japan group, and they were fucking losing their minds. I did it to Chris when we were going to LA, and I got him to even talk to a flight attendant to see if
God.
she could stop the plane for me.
Come
And
on.
meanwhile, I'm like
Dude,
watching,
you're
just
such
like,
a dick.
yeah. So like, I love doing that shit where it's like I like to freak people out and lure them into a false state of insecurity before I break the news and everything's fine, and then I give them a
If
hug.
my flight got delayed because you did that and I missed my connection, I'd be so pissed. I'd be so annoyed.
Yeah.
Well, like I was gonna step in right before I knew that she wasn't gonna stop the flight for me, but like
Okay.
Of course.
I like
not,
freaking
yeah.
people out, making them think that all is lost before I'm just like, hey, it's okay. Hey, shh, I'm here. It's fine.
It's okay.
At my
dude.
old job before Rooster Teeth, it was a traveling job. I spent 5 days out of the week on a plane traveling to different cities around the United States. And on one of the first trips I went on, I was there. We always had to fly super early in the morning. It was like first thing, so it was like a 5 a.m. flight or something. So I was there at the airport, and the guy I was supposed to be traveling with, who obviously had been at the company for a long time, isn't there. Like the plane's getting ready to board, he's not there. So I call him. This is back in 99. This is probably back in the year 2000. Anyway, I call him and I'm like, "What's going on? Where are you?" Like the plane's about to board. And he says, "I woke up late. I'm parking my car. I'm in the garage right now. Do not let that plane take off."
Oh,
I was like,
That's so much
What?
pressure to put on you. It's so not fair. I hate
I was
that.
like, I was like, "They are boarding right now, dude." He's like, "I know. I was like, "I'm gonna run there. Don't worry." So I was like, "Shit." So we hung up the phone, and I was standing there at the gate, and they're like, "All right, last call to board. You know, if you're going to wherever we're going to Chicago, get on the plane now." I was like, "All right, I need to fake an asthma attack or something. I was like, what am I going to do? So I started like trying to hyperventilate myself. And then like right as I'm doing this, like about to like throw a fit, he like runs up. Like he just cleared through security and got there just in time. He's like, all right, I'm here. I was like, you fucking asshole. I can't believe you're going to make me try to stop a plane from taking off.
It's a good thing it's the Austin airport, because that's probably why he got through so quickly. The security line there, especially if you're like TSA pre-check, it's a breeze.
Yeah. Well, this was pre-September 11th, so it was even easier back then.
You just ran to the plane door.
Right.
The shitty thing about COVID is like I used to have plane anxiety like ages ago. First 1, 2, 3, or 4 plane rides, because like it was still a very new process to me. I was always afraid I was going to miss my flight. Like there was like the kind of lingering feeling that the plane's going to crash or something. And then I got over that like entirely because I've been flying so much. I haven't flown in so long, and now with like COVID kind of hanging over, I feel like my anxiety towards air travel is going to just like hit me even harder when I get back to it.
Yeah. Just listen to Black Box Down. You'll be fine. You won't be nervous about flying at all.
That's the other different thing. Now that show's around, I'm like listening. Oh God,
I really want to listen to that show on a plane. I think it'll be fun.
I don't know.
I'll save the Tenerife episode for that one.
I definitely had the moment of like, wait, does this mean that pilots are out of practice because they're not flying as much? And does that mean that there might be higher risk of an accident because they're out of practice? But I don't think that. Blaine, close your eyes. Don't worry. I don't think it's an issue.
Well, they're still flying.
Yeah, they're still flying. These people are on the plane.
They're still flying.
Okay.
Don't worry,
There's less flights, but they're still flying.
I on the Black Box Down social, which you should be following on Twitter and Instagram at Black Box Down Pod. Today I posted a video. We had a listener send us a video from the cockpit of a 747 of St. Elmo's fire, the effect happening on the windscreen of the plane as it's flying at cruising altitude, and it looks super fucking cool.
What does it look like?
It looks like in, like when the Emperor in Star Wars like shoots the lightning from his hands. It looks like that, but on the windscreen of the plane as it's flying.
Interesting.
And then if you listen closely, you can hear on the radio someone saying, "Unlimited power." Hey, Gus laughed. All right, that's good.
It's a good one.
I keep checking.
Good joke.
I keep checking my phone because I don't know when Iffy's going to show up. I'm really excited.
You going to show up?
So
you didn't talk about that, did you, on air?
No.
No,
Oh, so I guess.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. So, socially distance. I'm letting Iffy come lift in my garage, and I'm super stoked because I know that he hasn't lifted like proper weights in a while, and now that I have like a little home gym, I know he's going to really appreciate it. And I also stocked up the refrigerator full of protein shakes and pickle juice because I know that Iffy likes pickles.
Good man. Very good man.
I'm excited for him to just like get a fucking good lift in, drink some teen.
Have you met him in person? I don't know if I have.
Yeah, he was there for the stand-up night.
Oh yeah, at OTX.
Yeah, the kind of funny stand-up. Yeah, and he just fucking killed it. I remember seeing him and I was like, dude, that guy's super jacked and he's fucking hilarious. And then I got sad because I was like, I want to be that.
I've never met him. I hope to one day meet him and see all of you again.
Yeah, one day. Yeah, it was weird. I saw when I went for my COVID test last week, Barbara was also in the parking lot. So I saw Barbara like across the parking lot. We both rolled our windows down and waved at each other.
Yeah, that was funny. That was the first time we saw each other in person since
March.
I guess our podcast in March. Yeah.
Yeah.
And I knew that we were both had to get tested today because we were both shooting the next day. And so when I saw your car there, I was like, it's Gus.
Well, we had been also doing something. I think we had been streaming right up until 4. So I think like we both ended that stream and then went to go do our test. I think we both were there at the same time.
Yeah. So it was fun. And I was like, don't worry, Gus, it'll be great. Because I had already, that was my third one at that point, and I think it was your first, right? So
yeah, it's uncomfortable for sure, but not terrible.
Yeah, Trevor had one today too, because he has to go to the studio for something. And I was like, I'll come with you. Because it's like, I know I wanted someone there with me when I did mine. And he was like, it wasn't too bad. He coughed a lot during his.
My eye watered like crazy. It was just like.
His nose watered, his eye watered, he coughed. For me, I was just like, okay.
They said in the guide that they recommend that you sit on your hands. And I was like, that can't be good. Like, they're trying to prevent you from having an instinctive bodily reaction to go, So
that's why? I thought maybe it was just like putting pressure on a different part of your body to focus on or something.
Is
it? I think it's so you don't swat at them.
I bet I wouldn't even feel it.
Gavin, I have a tiny little nose. I barely felt it at all, so I don't think that has anything to do with it.
Okay.
I think it's a mixture of like the person who is administering the test and like how they go in, how gentle they are, and whatnot. And also maybe the way like your nasal passage is shaped inside is determining how it feels. But for me, I barely felt anything. It feels like I have water up my nose all of a sudden.
What's strange to me is like for those tests that we take, or that I assume everyone takes, like the test that I took, I had my results in like an hour and 15 minutes after taking the test. My mother had to take a COVID test last week, and she got hers like 2 days later. So it's weird to me how like you can get results quickly, or you end up having to wait a long time for them.
Well, didn't it used to be like a week or two before you could get results when this was like first like really crazy?
Yeah, there was no rapid testing initially, which was
I heard
a huge issue.
It took them I think 3 weeks to get theirs, and then it's like, what's the fucking point?
No, I'm not sick anymore.
Yeah,
You don't have COVID 3 weeks ago.
Well, it's like you got to quarantine until you get your results. So it's like as you're waiting. I mean, you should be quarantining anyways and socially distancing anyways and acting as if you have it all the time because that's how you keep people safe. But it's still frustrating when you're like, I'm waiting for my results. I have no idea if I have it, so I have to act like I do.
Is there any more data on the transmission rate on planes? Like, do people get
Pretty
it
low.
from planes if they're
I
wearing
think
a
it's
mask?
actually very unlikely.
So I read that as well, that it's super low, but the airline industry did that study. It's like, how much do you trust them
After
to give
listening
those
to
results?
This show I know called Black Box Down, and knowing how often airplane companies will cover shit up for their benefit, I don't believe that at all.
Oh yeah,
What the fuck?
It's an article on. It's an article
Sorry,
on.
that surprised me.
ABC News, their website. It says risk of COVID-19 exposure on planes virtually non-existent when masked. Study shows, and then below that it says this was conducted by the Department of Defense and United Airlines.
No,
It's like,
pass.
well,
And are they just putting it on like the recycled air being a factor of like it doesn't stay in the air long enough?
Well, I think the other thing they said was that, if I remember, I think I read that same one. It's like the study only covered if everybody wore a mask the entire time and nobody stood up or moved.
oh wow,
It's like,
okay.
Well, of course, people are going to take their masks off to eat or drink, and people are going to use the bathroom. So it's like, well, then it's worthless. Like, if you can convince everyone to sit perfectly still, not move, and keep their mask on, and you trust United Airlines, yeah, sure.
Why would you take it off if you're going for a shit or something, though?
I'm not talking about like eating or drinking.
If you want to drink, yeah.
And then if someone uses the toilet, obviously it's going to like send particles flying everywhere.
Yeah. If it's like a short enough flight, I don't think it's, obviously too much of an issue. I think the longer flight is probably more dangerous because at that point you have to eat, you have to drink, you have to get up to use the bathroom at least a couple times. But I also because I might have to go to Los Angeles for something in the next few months, and I'm trying to weigh my options of like flying versus driving. But driving, then you have to stop multiple places like gas stations and bathroom and for food. And it's like the amount of times you have to stop.
But be like that astronaut who drove from Texas to Florida.
I'm also not going to
Shit in
drive
your
for like 20, 22, whatever it is, hours straight. Like you're going to have to stop somewhere overnight.
No, just take some meth, wear a diaper, you'll be fine.
Versus going on
100, if you go 100 miles an hour the entire way, you could do it. You could do it in like 10.
Kevin, do you know anything
15.
about driving? You don't
Floor
do
it.
that.
Just press the pedal really hard, right?
Yeah, fuck traffic, fuck anything else. No, never stop.
There was a video long ago. I don't know if I have the footage where I let Gavin drive my car, and I was like, "Oh, he really isn't. This isn't a goof. Like he doesn't know shit about driving cars."
Was that for MDB?
No, yeah, we were filming something, and then I was gonna let you drive to the next location, but it was on the same lot. It was like 100, 200 meters or something. I don't even know why I was driving the car.
I did that in Bernie's car too for a Vine, but I'm like I've only ever driven a manual car where you like shove your foot on the clutch, but I did it was automatic at Bernie's, so I just shoved that foot on the brake, but like braking with that foot is like super harsh, so we all just went ugh. It's fun. It's fun driving other people's cars because I get to
destroy them,
look at their faces while I'm doing it.
Also, what did you tell me the other day? Like you could drive a car without a license and get like a fine.
I was looking up like what the the fine is, just in case it's like, I gotta quickly drive somewhere in an emergency. Like, what would happen if you got pulled over by the police and I just don't have a license? And it's like $200 fine.
Oh,
Yeah, that's it.
If you keep doing it, then they'll like arrest you and stuff. But I was like, wow, you could like anyone could just get in a car and drive, and you just pay like a game console to get out of it. That's mental.
Yeah.
To me.
Yeah.
You're like, sorry, officer, I've got a PlayStation in my back seat. Will you take that?
I trade you.
I guess consoles are more half a game console.
Yeah. But
I had
at
to
first
go
when
to-
you told me that, I thought you were talking about like if you get pulled over and you don't have your physical license on you, but you're like, no, if you just don't have a license. It's insane.
Yeah, I didn't really read too much into it. Maybe if you've never had one, maybe it's different. But I don't know.
Yeah.
Maybe like an expired one is too. I have no idea. I don't know what I'm doing.
If I'd known that, I probably wouldn't have gone and gotten my license renewed because it was up. And then like they said that you didn't have to go. Like if you got pulled over, you would not have gotten fines because of the whole COVID situation. But then I read something else that I had to get it renewed. So anyways, they opened it back up. So I went to the DMV to get it renewed, and I'm wearing my mask. I'm like, I wear 2 masks everywhere, just because peace of mind. And so it gets to the point where they needed to take my new photo because my old photo was like when I was like 20. And
Oh, no. Did you have mask
she's like,
lines
okay,
on your
just
face?
no, I don't know. But she said, go ahead and stand up against the background and go ahead and remove your mask. And I remember it was like she asked me to take off my clothes. I was like, and then she was like, all right, smile. And I was like clearly uncomfortable. And like
Try not to
I put
breathe.
I put it back on because like some dude like 2 booths down was like, and I was like, oh fuck.
God. Blaine,
Uh,
why didn't you do this online? Why did you go in?
Because
why
I
didn't you do
would
it
have
online?
because you can only do online once every other trip, and I already did mine because I had to do an address change.
I'm pretty sure you could do it.
Do it
Whenever.
forever.
Nah, they wouldn't let me. I promise you.
I know that I can't do it online because I'm not a citizen, so I actually have to physically go to the DMV whenever I want anything on my license changed because I need to also show my green card and they need to like process all this other stuff. I can't just renew it online, which sucks because there was something for my taxes that I needed this year where I needed the address changed on my license, but I couldn't do that because I had to go in person. And this was in like March or April when all of this stuff was like really getting bad.
Yeah.
And I was like, I'm not going to risk going to the DMV where there's like people sitting everywhere. This is also before like the masks mandate really became a thing.
Mhm.
Oh Christ!
And I'm just like, I don't want to go, like, I'm not going to risk myself so I could like get a bit more of a tax cut here, tax break, whatever it is. Like, fuck that shit. I'll pay like an extra few $100 for this to not have to risk my long-term health.
Right.
Just so annoying.
Ugh. It's a tough call, right? Like how much is your health and well-being worth, even especially in those early days when we weren't sure exactly. I guess we still at this point don't know the long-term effects of it.
Nope.
It still feels freaky going out. You guys were talking about how you had like run-ins with each other on campus. I saw Jessica and Devin like in the early morning of like a Saturday when I was going to Home Depot to pick up some stuff, and like I saw this couple approach me, and they're like, "What is that you?" And I turned around, I knew instantly it was Jessica and Devin, and I immediately started going in for a hug, and then I was just like, I had to like stop myself. I was like, wait, no, this isn't allowed anymore. And then we just stood far apart, and I miss people, especially
It's nice
Jessica.
to see him.
Yeah,
You miss Jessica?
I miss Jessica. I haven't seen her in so long. She's just such a loving presence. And it was just nice seeing her and Devin.
She's fabulous.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Gus, do you miss Jessica?
Oh, you know it. As much as I miss everybody else.
Some of us might see her this week, or we'll see her this week when we do some shoots at the office. She's producing Dead Little Roosters, so
Ah.
Yeah,
she's busting her butt on that.
I think we're gonna miss her again this coming week in Dia's cast because of that. That's why
No.
she wasn't on last week. She's not going to be on this week again because of that. So hopefully she comes back soon. Hopefully she'll be back the week after. There's something I want to talk about before we get too far into this podcast. Blaine, I saw you also have your I voted sticker, as do I, right here.
Yeah.
I don't know why Barb and Gavin don't have their stickers. So I'm very ashamed of you too. But I saw there was a promotion where, well, first of all, I guess Travis County and Texas in general has had like super crazy early voting numbers. It's been like off the charts. which is super cool. But I saw in the Austin subreddit that apparently if you go to Home Slice with your I voted sticker, they'll give you a free slice of pizza and they'll give you like a custom Home Slice I voted sticker. And it's got like the little their little mascot, like the little pizza girl. It says I voted.
Did you do it?
That's cute.
I haven't obviously I haven't done it. I haven't swapped it out yet. I want to tour this one for the podcast. I want to go like during the week. I can't, like I said, I try to eat plant-based, so I couldn't eat the pizza during the week. So I want to go and just be like, hey, I don't want a slice. Can you just give me the sticker so I can swap it out?
Oh man, I haven't had Home Slice in such a long time. Oh, I'm imagining it right now.
I had to switch my camera because my other camera overheated. For those of you who are wondering, I just want to point that out.
I can switch my camera too.
You seem so much colder.
I'm blown away at how many consumer cameras can't be on.
It's I don't know what happened. Something changed where all of a sudden now it keeps overheating. I was using this one for like months in quarantine just on for the podcast, and now it just overheats after an hour.
Mine overheats if I press record, but I mean, I'm just looking for it.
I have a dummy battery in it. It's
Gus,
just
chill out.
on. It's just normal.
I like how slight of a jump it is.
It's tighter. It's my close-up. A Sony camera. If it's more this way. A Sony camera overheating. Say it isn't so, Barbara.
I know. How crazy. What are the chances of that, Gus? Never seen it.
Did you guys ever see that video of Tom Hanks at like consumer CDC community?
Spit it out. You got it.
One more time.
It was like an electronics expo, but it wasn't E3.
There's so many of them. I don't know. You have to tell me.
The one in Vegas.
C2E2?
No. What? CBS?
All right. Anyways, Tom Hanks is up
Factory?
There. And it was basically the story is that he was doing a movie for Sony, and they wrote in his contract.
CES?
And I guess CES!
No, don't tell him. Oh.
So they wrote in his contract that he had to do a speech for Sony at CES. And I guess he had overlooked it and didn't realize that. But he basically on stage is just like shitting all over Sony, and it's the fucking funniest thing. He's like walking around. He's like, Sony. I see it everywhere. I see it when I turn on my Sony phone. When I open my Sony Vio. When I'm on set, I see Sony cameras. And he's like reading a teleprompter. And when he says the Sony camera thing, he's like, oh, that's a lie. And then he's so clearly just shitting on the script.
Wow.
I highly recommend that you watch it. It's the funniest shit ever.
I think I've seen that. I've also seen the one where Michael Bay just sort of goes into some weird trance and leaves in the middle of presenting whatever the hell he was talking about.
That was scary to watch. Yeah. That was horrifying.
Yeah, it's like someone deactivated him.
It's funny.
Yeah.
So I can't believe you didn't remember CES. That's really funny to me. God. I wonder I wonder how long. Like I like to think in the middle. If we hadn't said anything in the middle of the night, he just would have like sat up in bed. Yes.
I was at CDC, but that's not.
I think you did say it at first. I was over the weekend. I made a tweet. Like I'd been thinking about this. I've been trying to contextualize like how long Rooster Teeth has been around, and all the different things that we've done. Like 17 years is a long time. Like I really started thinking about it, and just over 2 years we'll hit 20 years. And I don't know why my brain went here, but I started thinking about like we've been doing this for so long that Jeff and I were at an event and we went and saw X-Men: The Last Stand in the theater on opening weekend. And that movie feels like it came out 1,000 years ago. And that was 3 years into doing Rooster Teeth.
Yeah, I think I remember going, it was like after a convention day. And I can't remember who else was there. I think I was with Jason, and we went and watched the first Transformers.
It was me. It was you and me.
Was it you and me and Jason?
We were in New Jersey. We were at an event in Jersey, and we walked over to the movie theater. Yeah, and we watched the first Transformers.
And that was 13 years ago or something?
It's a fucking long time ago.
Yeah, that was a new movie when we were doing conventions. It's crazy.
That's the convention where you hid in the hotel room by pretending to be the pillows. You know how, like, when you get into a hotel, like, the bed's made very tightly and the pillows are, like, covered by the bedspread? Gavin removed the pillows and laid across the bed, and then I put the bedspread back over him, and he looked just like the pillows.
Genius. That's a
There's
great
a
place
picture
to
somewhere
hide.
of like just a nicely made bed, but my hand is coming out of the pillows. I should find that. We used to occupy ourselves in different ways. It was like smartphones weren't really around, so we couldn't just like goof off on our phones. We had to make real entertainment.
Yeah, and it sucks because since smartphones weren't around, like we really don't have footage of that or anything. It's like you said, there's a photo of it that might exist.
Yeah.
Like we don't have access to that anymore.
And there was that time where you were on the phone and I was jumping on your bed, but I slipped, spilled water all over you. And you were on the phone, you're like, hang on 1 second. And then you started like throwing pillows at me and stuff. We were like children at a sleepover during
The best ever experience was, I think it was, what year was it? It might have been like Comic-Con 2005, maybe, or 2006, when we were playing New Super Mario Brothers. And you and I were in that game. Like, we were playing that multiplayer aspect of the game, and the game had been going on forever. And finally, when the game ended, the game had been going on so long that when it ended, I won, and I was so happy. I ripped my shirt off and started screaming and running around the hotel room.
Man,
It was a good time.
That was a different time.
I
Yeah.
don't remember what year that was. Like that was at that Embassy Suites over there down the road from the convention center in San Diego. So it was like the living room and the bedroom, and I started like doing laps from the living room into the bedroom, like all around the hotel room, screaming because I was so happy that I won.
And then we had the wrestling match in London. That was a good one.
New Super Mario Bros. When did that come out? That
How long-
was May 2006. So it would have been that summer 2006.
How long do you guys think it's going to be until conventions could happen again, realistically?
It's anyway. Long story short, it's been a fucking long ass time.
Yeah.
I read. I don't know if anybody else uses these, but I have this new obsession lately, and it's kind of unhealthy. I think I'm going to need to stop. But
No, you? Obsession? Stop it?
there's a new feature on Apple Watches where it measures how long you wash your hands for, and it gives you like a little alert letting you know that you washed your hands for long enough. And I find myself washing my hands more and more to like see how many times in a day I can wash my hands, because it'll track over time too, like how much you wash your hands. And it's like, in using the Apple Watch, you can have like exercise competitions with other people, but I want to start like hand washing competitions with people, like who can wash their hands the most, or who has the longest average time for washing your hands. Like, I'm tracking all these metrics now, and it's like super easy. It's like right there, and I'm like, this is unhealthy. I need, like, it's good to wash your hands. That's a good thing. It's bad to obsess over it and be like, I need to wash my hands for an average amount of time more than anybody else in the world.
Yeah, that's like 1 or 2 steps away from flicking the light switch on and off before you leave a room. I think
Yeah.
that's on that sort of level.
I'm pretty close.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's I don't need to know that. I was washing my hands fine before. I've been washing my hands fine for 42 years. I don't need that alert. I probably should disable it, but I'm not going to.
Still refusing to get an Apple Watch until they put a camera on it, because I want a Dick Tracy spy watch. Like, if I can't talk to someone like James Bond is or something, like with someone seeing my face from my watch, then I don't want it. Do you think Apple's ever going to do that?
I think that's pointless.
Yeah, it's pretty pointless.
Then I'm never gonna get one then, because I want
you
a
can
Dick Tracy
see-
watch.
You could see through your phone's camera on your watch.
No, I don't care about that, because then I'd be holding my phone at that point. Like, I might as well just
Be on the phone.
like, yeah.
Use a phone for your phone call.
Do you not have an Apple Watch? I thought you had an Apple Watch, Blaine.
No, I have every other Apple thing. I got the AirPods Pro things, and those things are fucking great. I want an Apple Watch, I really do. But I just I don't know why I'm drawing a line in the sand at camera on watch.
Dude, if you ever get it, I'm gonna walkie-talkie you. That's my favorite feature of the Apple Watch. It's just so dumb and so I can understand the point to it, but just like fucking with your friends with it is just the best part of that.
That'd be fun.
They're putting out a new telephone soon.
New telephone.
What do you? What?
You get a new iPhone?
Well, they got some. Yeah, they come out this Friday. I think pre-order started last Friday, and they start shipping this coming Friday.
I'll be honest, there's too many freaking iPhones in this generation now.
There's so many.
4?
There's the mini,
They'll put
the
out
normal,
4?
the Pro, and the Pro Max. Yeah, there's 4.
There should have been the Mini Max as well.
The mini
just
Mac.
for a fifth one.
I have a question for you. I don't know. Did any of you watch that Apple presentation where they like unveil the phones and like they go on for 75 minutes about how they're changing the world and how fucking great they are and
I
jacking
skip
themselves
through
off?
them sometimes, yeah.
Is my name weird enough to work at Apple? Because it's like every person they cut to has like a really unusual name or an unusually spelled name. And I was watching it and I was like, is Gustavo a strange enough name? Could I work at Apple? Like
They seem to pull a lot of
here's
people.
Gustavo with our new carbon neutral steel. Like
So you're stood out there on the roof, like with all the solar panels. Yeah, I think they just pull a lot of people from European countries. I think Apple has a lot of Europeans working there.
Is Johnny Ives still there?
No.
I think he pissed off.
Yeah.
Okay. I haven't been keeping up with Apple. Like the Apple events, those are ones where I can just read the article that happens after the fact. I am no longer hyped for Apple products, except for if they put a camera on the Apple Watch. I don't give a fuck because it's just this. It's a phone. But like, I'll watch trailers for
trailers for a phone.
No. Like I'll watch like Xbox press conference shit because that's a different feel. That hits different. But like Apple, unless they put
Yeah, I
that
feel
camera on
like
that watch.
There's always like, here's a 7-minute video summary of everything Apple announced. And I'm just like, why didn't Apple make that? Why do they want to put out like a 2-hour, 10-minute freaking video?
They've got great production value. I will say that. Like some of their transitions and the way that they do it all, I'm like, all right, that's top notch. They fucking killed
it. It turns out when you're worth like $2 trillion, you can buy you could buy like an $80,000 camera setup.
Someone in
and not
chat,
even notice.
It's not even a real camera.
The girl with pink hair says, if I go by Tavo, then I'm set.
Oh yeah, there you go.
That's a cool name. I like that.
Yeah.
But the stuff that they show at Apple, it's not even like the real thing. It's all like a computer, like all those close-ups and shit. That's all just like it's computer animation.
Yeah.
And since it's not like a human face, there's no uncanny valley, so it just all looks like close-ups. Really
Does that? Do you want it to be? Do you want them to be wasting time photographing a real phone with real lenses and lights, or are you okay with them just shitting out a render that takes like one person, not very much
but also
time
like to
do?
get those angles too, because it's always floating in those shots, right? And like rotating and stuff. Like they would have to get someone to film it in slow mo and like toss up the phone and get like the perfect
That's cool
shot.
though. I would watch that.
That'd be
it
fun.
could, and it should. That would be rad. Because
That's
you imagine
an
if they
effort
put it
to
like on
Apple.
a fan and it was like
I bet you would
hovering?
show up. You would show up to Apple on your first day at Apple, and you'd be like, "I'm going to revolutionize. I'm going to revolutionize
Revolutionary.
product photography. The videos are going to be real. We're going to like Christopher Nolan this freaking iPhone trailer, and then you'll like edit the video on your little laptop and give it to them, and they'll be like, "There's like a reflection of the camera in this shot. There's some like schmutz and dust on the phone." And you'd be like, "Oh, maybe we should just render it."
They during Barbara's back. During that event, they like tried to show like you can incorporate all of these wonderful products in your home, and like part of the set was like a cutaway house with like a car in the garage and like a living room and a dining room and a bedroom, and like people going through like the different parts of the house. And I kept staring at it, and it made me mad because they show like all these different wonderful things you can do with their products, but there were no bathrooms in that house, and I couldn't get over it in my mind. I was like, "There's no bathroom. Like this is so ridiculous." Like
You would rather have them
shit.
build a room that wasn't used in the video?
Yeah,
Or do you want it to be like, you can use your iPhone while taking a shit?
right?
Yeah, just like
Because
grandpa's
honestly,
like, "Ah!"
that's where 90% of the time you use your phone is. It's on the fucking toilet. I was just like, that's the one place where it's like,
90,
look, you can use your HomePod everywhere. Your toilet, your phone. Yeah, Eric, 90%. That's where everyone uses their phone. No one uses a phone anywhere else. 90% of the time. What would you think
dude.
it is?
10%.
10%?
What? No.
Like I'm usually on my phone, like if I'm hanging out on my couch or like at my desk and I have like a moment of downtime to look at something, like I'll take it to the bathroom with me, but I'm also not in the bathroom 90% of the time that I'm doing. I don't know. That doesn't make sense.
I will often get a new iPhone just so the constant videos that I take are in, they'll be like better future proofed. I guess they'll look better for longer.
Mm-hmm.
So I was looking at like, oh, what's this trade-in program about? Let me see how much I can get for my current phone, which is 11 right here. and I was like filling out the thing, and they were like, "Is it in good condition?" And I was like, because by default it's like you get like $500 off on my model of phone off the new phone. So I was like, "Oh, cool." And I selected the button that was like, "Is your phone in good condition?" And I looked at the back of it, which looks like this.
Mm-hmm.
So I was like, "No," and it just changed from $500 to, "We'll recycle your phone for free." I was like, "Shit, damn it!" It's been
$500
cracked for
convenience.
11 months, I think, that I've had it.
Have you cut your hand on it?
No, but sometimes glass does fall out the back. But I mean, it's the back. Who gives a monkey?
Shite. That's what I say.
Shite.
I see a lot of percentages being dropped in the chat about how often people use their phone in the bathroom. It's ranging.
In our own Discord chat here, I see Eric and Cody talking, and I see Chris is typing something. Chris isn't even on this episode. Why is Chris about to chime in?
We could have him join the Discord and say hello.
Would he get pulled in? I don't think he would because he's not on
wouldn't.
Vmix.
Yeah, he's not in this. Yeah, Eric said they wouldn't be able to hear him.
I also love how Chris's name on Discord, because you could, change your appearance of your name. His is still Big Nanny Chris, and I don't know when that happened or why it happened, but it's been like that for months.
And he won't. Why doesn't he change it to just Chris?
I mean, I like it.
Annoying.
Big Nanny Chris.
He's still typing.
He's still typing, by the way. I'll tell you all what he says when he types it.
I wonder what it would cost to buy. Go ahead.
Not watching the show and just getting the message notifications. It seems as though Eric is panic guessing the percentage that Barb's cam is overheating, and that it somehow depends on the amount she poops.
And then he went, anyway, turning off notifications.
Jesus.
I think Cody sent him a link.
Yeah, if you wanted to join our call.
It's okay. We don't need any more Chris than we got already.
Yeah.
Chat is actually suggesting the thing I was just gonna suggest. What if I just I fixed the back of my phone for like a couple of $100 and then send it in?
Oh,
Get the remaining 300. Jobs are good.
That's a bit of a risk, though, because what if? Oh, also, I think that voids your warranty, and then I don't think they would accept it back, right?
I don't know.
That makes sense. Yeah, they probably have
to find out.
They probably just wave the phone over some sort of device. It's like, meh, out of warranty.
Yeah.
Meh.
So we've been podcasting for a long time. Do you think that if
2 decades?
Yeah, so many
80 minutes now.
podcasting.
Yeah.
Nice Blaine.
Do you think if we didn't work here, if you didn't work at Rooster Teeth, or if you were just whatever doing any other job, do you think you would be sitting at home like, I'm going to start a podcast? Do you think that if you weren't here working in this field, that you would start your own podcast randomly?
No,
Mm-mm.
definitely not.
Me neither.
I'd probably still make videos, but
Probably not. Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know what kind of person I would be. Rooster Teeth has shaped my entire life. I started watching when I was 14, and now I'm 31. So it's hard for me to picture if
Life
this didn't
without it.
exist or I wasn't in this career, what my interests would even be, if it would even be in entertainment at all.
What if theoretically you found out? I'm going to answer my own question by asking it. If you found out your life was better, if you had gone a different path, would you have gone that path, or would you have still gone Rooster Teeth? If it was better, then you'd probably go the other path. I don't know why I'm asking this
did you
question.
just ask if your life was better at a different path? Would you take that path?
Yeah.
Probably.
Deep
You know-
questions with Blaine Gibson.
I gotta say,
Stop.
I would take whichever path led me to Trevor. So whatever that was.
So
Oh,
sweet.
Yeah.
so cute.
The fact that Rooster Teeth led me to Trevor, I will never want to change that. Fuck
If
all
I
of
found
you
out
guys.
that a path led me to Jennifer,
I can't even
Aniston.
make fun of that.
Yeah.
It's like, I wanted to make fun of you at the moment you said it. But I was like, oh, it's just really nice, isn't it?
That is very wholesome.
All right. Let's go ahead. Speaking of, we've been doing a podcast for way too long. Let's go ahead and wrap up on that wholesome, heartwarming note by Barbara Dunkelman. I want to thank everyone for watching.
Mine's the same, by the way. I would take the path to Trevor any day.
Trevor, yeah.
Yeah,
Of course.
same here.
Thank everyone for watching. We'll see you guys again next week. And that's it. Go home. Well, we already home. Go eat something.
Vote.
Vote. Get a sticker.
If you can.
I love you.